It's been many years since the launch of the Nintendo Wii, and with PlayStation 4, Xbox One and the Nintendo Switch in the market, the system has become pretty old, but if we think about it, is it a neat system? Does it have a good library of games? And eventually, is it worth checking it out or collecting for it? Let's find out. As most of you know, Wii belongs to the 7th generation of consoles, which means it used to compete with the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. Its graphics were marginally better than PlayStation 2, but that didn't stop the Wii to become the best-selling system of Nintendo till now. For many years I thought that Nintendo Wii is a really bad system. I was like, what is these motion controls? They suck. Why they couldn't release a system with better graphics or traditional controls? However, before I do a deep research on the system and when I moved in the UK for studies, I said to myself, well, it is Nintendo's best-selling system of all time. I must be wrong. Eventually I bought a Wii for my birthday with a couple of must-have games of the system, and I was stunned and amazed of how great the games were and how amazing the system was eventually. And after a couple of days of playing, I was like, what was I missing all these years? Wii is indeed an outstanding console. Yes, I know, Wii is not a Switch, it's not an Xbox One, it's not a PlayStation 4, but believe me, it still holds even now. And right now is the right time to collect for this system. The system itself is super cheap, and you can find AAA games less than £20 or even less than £10. Mine is red because I bought the Mario edition. The highest video quality that we can get is 480p, and in order to get 480p out of your Wii, you just need to buy Nintendo's component cables. But in order to get the 480p for your Wii, in order to get the best video quality for your Wii on a modern television, there is an easier, much more convenient and cheaper way for your Wii. And this way is the Wii to HDMI. The only thing you do is you just plug Wii to HDMI at the back of your Wii, and boom, you get HDMI out for your Wii. And then the only thing you need to do is you just go to the settings and change the settings, the graphics of the Wii, and change them to 480p. And this way, in my opinion, is the best way. And trust me, this costs you can find it pretty cheap. You can find it on eBay for £3 or even less, or £4, £5, it depends on the seller. But this little thing is totally worth it if you want to play your Wii on a modern television, and if you want to play your Wii and GameCube games with upscale graphics. Because don't forget, the Wii is backwards compatible and it plays all GameCube games. But that's enough about the system. Let's talk about some of the must-have titles which make the system worth even today. Wii Sports. Wii Sports was a launch title for the Wii. It was the introduction of motion controls to gamers and non-gamers, because thanks to the Wii mode, each sport will be very easy to play, and even people who don't play sports, they can play Wii Sports. It's a combination of sports: baseball, bowling, golf, tennis, and boxing. And it's pretty fun to play, especially with your family and your friends. You can get tons of fun from this game. And there is no one who has a Wii and he doesn't know Wii Sports. There are people who are not gamers, but they have a Wii and they have Wii Sports. Just for the tennis. Next we have two games because I couldn't pick one. Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 for the Wii. Mario Galaxy is like the direct sequel of Super Mario 64. It's a 3D Mario game which is based on galaxies. You just travel through lots of galaxies, you collect stars, and it's a traditional Mario story. The Princess Peach gets kidnapped and you just need to save her by traveling through galaxies and collecting stars. Amazing game, tons of fun, lots of power-ups, and probably the best looking games of the Wii. We have a Nintendo console, and we can't have a Nintendo console without Zelda. And the two Zelda games which were released on the Wii are Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. Twilight Princess was developed for the GameCube. It was developed with the GameCube in mind, but they delayed its release so that they're gonna release it as a launch title for the Wii. Amazing graphics, great storyline. All the Zelda games are amazing. Just go and pick it up. The reason is that because this game was also released for its original platform, which was the GameCube, most collectors are looking for the GameCube version. But trust me, playing with motion controls, this game is totally worth it. It's great, and it's less than £10 to grab, so check it out. On the other hand, Skyward Sword was made with the Wii in mind. Everything is from the ground up. This game is totally based on motion controls. You swing your bow, you swing your sword. The storyline is just gorgeous. Tons of fun, totally worth it. Nothing can go wrong if you play Zelda. We had Zelda, we had Mario, but I haven't mentioned yet Donkey Kong. This is Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's based on motion controls, which is a bit tough to learn, but it's not so difficult if you master it. This game has amazing graphics. Your classical Donkey Kong, you just roll, you jump, you hit your enemies, you collect bananas, and it's co-op as well, so you can play with a friend. Very nice game. The story is Donkey Kong based, your classical Donkey Kong games. Totally worth it. Check it out. But what about competitive / casual playing? What about smashing your friends? And we needed Super Smash Bros. Game for the Wii. And this game is Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Super Smash Bros. Brawl was the first Super Smash Bros. I've ever played. It was my introduction to the Wii. It's the game I've played most of the time with my friends. Just fighting with your friends, all the heroes of Nintendo fighting with each other. There are some third-party characters, just like Sonic or Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. This is the best multiplayer game for the system, in my opinion. Tons of fun, the graphics look great. Most people say that Melee is better. It's much more fast-paced, but if you're not a competitive player, a competitive Smash player, if you're not going to tournaments and you just want to have fun with your friends, this is the game you should pick up, not Melee. Melee is for competitive players, and we have to settle this out because people listen to Melee and they think, whoa, it's the better game. No, it's not the better game. It's indeed faster than Brawl, but Brawl is much more fun because it has much more characters, better graphics, and overall, if you're not a player who goes to tournaments, you should pick up Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Melee costs more than £35, however Brawl costs less than £10. These were just a few of the must-have games you should pick up on day one when you pick up the system. Of course, the Wii's library doesn't stop there. There are tons of AAA games, both first-party exclusives and third-party games, and tons of hidden gems. Overall, in my opinion, the Wii is a fantastic system. It's two systems in one. You can play GameCube games on your Wii, so you can even explore the GameCube library on the Wii. It's a console that I will always go back to it because I love its library of games and because it's the console which brought me back into video games and video game collecting. And if you're looking for a system which has a solid library of games, a system which you can play with both your family and your friends, the Wii, then it's value for money and a must-have system. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, subscribe, leave a comment down below, tell me your thoughts. Do you like the Wii? Do you have a Wii? Are you thinking about getting a Wii? Or you just hate the Wii and its library and you just hate the motion controls? Also, if you want me to make a hidden gems video for the Wii, let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, happy gaming!